that, bud. Have a nice rack on that, eh? Pretty. All right, bud. Good boy. Good boy. Morning, guys. It is January 27th at, oh man, 2:22 in the morning. Boss and I have a 6-hour drive, maybe a little more, to go check out an elk spot. So I've Google Scouted 55 locations. So I Google Scouted 55 locations. I'm hoping, if you guys remember what happened last year, I scouted 8 locations and just on Google Maps and stuff and owner's maps, and couldn't get into any of them. So picked out 55 this time, and I'm actually gonna go do a pre-scout, try and get into them and see what they're like and see what kind of activity they have. I have a little checklist for each spot to fill out, so I remember what I see at each spot. Sorry, I'm still super tired. So yeah, it's just about 2:30. We're starting our 6-hour drive. The reason why I'm leaving so early is so that when I get there, it'll be 8 o'clock in the morning or around there, and it should be daylight. So I should get the full day of daylight to check out these 55 locations. I'm hoping to at least do 40 out of the 55, and then I could do the other 10 Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. So yeah, so I will check in with you guys again. But boss, do you want to say hi? You want to say hi, bud? Hey? Yeah, there you are. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. There we go. We'll check in with you again. Well, it is 10 to 5. So 2.5 hours been on the road. Looking at my GPS, it looks like I underestimated my time, or overestimated it. I guess it's only a 5-hour drive, not a 6-hour drive. So, it says I'm going to arrive at my first camp spot to check out by 7 o'clock. The sun's coming up, the sky's starting to lighten, but there's a Tim Hortons. I'm going to stop and get a coffee. And I'm going to continue going down the number 10, and I'm going to go through Riding Mountain National Park just as a detour, seeing as how I've got some time. So yeah, I'm going to grab a coffee and we're going to hit the road again. Better let my boy out for a pee too. So I'll check back in with you again soon. Focus. Yeah, bud. Windshield got dirty again. looks like a moose. That's an elk. Oh, look at that. That's an elk. Now, if only we could hunt here. Woo. Come on. Focus here, guys. This. Look at that, bud. Get a nice rack on that, eh? Alright, bud. Good boy. Good boy. Well, guys, it's 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. We're going through Riding Mountain right now, Riding Mountain National Park. And this is a good time to be going through. There's animals jumping out at me left, right, and center. We've already seen several deer, probably 10 deer and one nice looking elk. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty awesome ride. As you can tell, it's light outside already. 6 o'clock. It's already more than bright enough to be able to pick an area or look at the terrain or whatever. But yeah, we're just going to continue going through the park, and on the other side, you know, we'll get closer to our spot. But every time I put the camera away, every time I touch the camera, something comes out, or it is out. Hold on there, bud. Hold on. Oh, okay, I've stopped. That, eh? It's just awesome. It's really awesome. Just seeing everything. I'd like to see a moose. Yeah, I think that would be the cherry on top, is if I saw a moose. Anyways, boss is loving it too. Loving to get to see everything. Anyways, we're going to continue on, and I'm going to try and catch as much footage. It's pretty hard zooming in while I'm driving and keeping the camera steady, so I'll do the best I can. But yeah, let's see what else we find. Okay, bud. It's all right, bud. Look at a moose. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's a tree. Bug guts. Darn bug guts. Can't focus. Well, guys, we're on the first back road, side road, half road, half trail, to start checking out one of the 55 locations that I want to check out. It's something like 80 square miles that I've got mapped out to check out. So I think this road leads to quite a few of the spots. I think like 15 or 18 of the 55 are all down in this area. So, you know, I've got I'll show you my setup here, because I've got it all plotted out on the Garmin InReach. Well, that's interesting. Anyways, I've got a checklist. One sec. Thought I saw something there. I've got a checklist before I show you my setup here, and it goes through like a bunch of questions I could think of to try and identify if a spot is good. So I think I said it before that out of 55 locations, by the time I check 10, I'm not going to know which one was the best one to set up at in a month from now. So I basically got a scorecard for each location to fill out, and one of the items I realized I'd forgotten to put on there was the height of the farmers' fences in the area. So looking at this right here, it is 4. It's 4 runs of barbed wire high, but that's not considered a tall fence. So this farmer's not actively trying to keep elk out of his field. Yeah, this is more of a this is more of a trail than a road now, I think. Anyways, here's my setup. So I've got obviously the GPS to kind of keep the main roads and even the side roads somewhat labeled, but then I've got my InReach over here, and it's I'll stop here for a sec. You can see that, oops, there's these red lines. These red lines here that I've mapped out. Those are actual tracks that I've put in to follow to get to certain spots. And then you'll see all those blue flags up there. You know, those are basically camp spots, or potential camp spots, or things for me to check out anyways. So between the GPS and the InReach, trying to follow them both, it's been pretty good so far. You know, I think it's a good combination. You guys know as well as I that on a GPS, if you're zoomed out too far and whatever, like, you're not seeing all the small roads. So I have to be quite zoomed in. Oh shoot. I have to be quite zoomed in order to see, and I just passed one. So I think that's how easy it happens. So it's always hard to tell, but if you look here, you see that channel running through the bush there? Let's see if I can go forward a bit. Right there, that is what I see as the boundary to the farmer's land. Now if you look at the posts here, so post, they actually curve around a corner here. So they're actually going this way. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So there's another one there. And there. Ow! Mosquitoes. Yeah, I can see a bunch of posts down there. So that to me looks like the line. But based on what I'm looking at on my InReach, there should be somewhat of another road in there. It's possible that Google Maps has failed me again, because I still see a fence line running along this edge here. I would imagine that even if it's leased crown land, a farmer could put up his fence or fencing. So I'm guessing I'm looking at, I know I'm looking at leased crown. I didn't realize there'd be a fence and no access in. So I'm going to keep looking around and give you guys some updates as I keep going. Alright, so we're at one of the spots here. This is, this looks like it's number 5, so I've got like 3 different roads and a certain number of potential camp spots down each road, and this happens to be around camp number 5 for this area. So pretty sure I've marked in this little bowl here to be a camp spot. The fields are gone, or the fences are gone, and I actually took a look at the map a little closer, and that fence that we were following there for a while, that was private land. We hadn't passed the crown yet, but that little road that goes across, or that little trail that's been cut, I think is a divider between miles, and it was it just continued on to private. So we're definitely on crown now. There's no fences. There is a field, so this will be the leased crown. Just gonna take a walk. It looks like there's an opening there. See what's in the field. Just looking right now with what I see, I am seeing good tracks. I think they're deer though. Yeah, nice buck. Nice buck with the 2 points in the back. Let's see if I can. That'll be a deer. Not big enough. Ooh. So, still deer. I can hear a bull. A cow bull. And that's back where that fencing was. So, he's got cows. I'm seeing every kind of track here. Small deer, big deer. All good and fresh. Big deer tracks. Oh. Little deer tracks. Yeah, so we're gonna keep going here and just gonna check the area out. Hey, buddy. So this is a nice spot. Like, see, it's nice and green, nice grass. You can see the truck down there. Like, this would be a nice bluff to set a camp in, and maybe get some, bring a tree stand or 2 back in a month from now and find a spot to put those. But I'm not seeing any elk track, although I've walked 100 yards only, so opens up to a nice field. I'd sure be able to see if they came out, but unfortunately a bow doesn't shoot that far. Hey, boss, what are you seeing? Hey, what are you seeing? Anything? Rock. this. Look at this. Gee, I wonder what that is. This way, bud. Oh man, this is really chewed up. I don't want to wreck any crop. Alright. I'm seeing deer, lots of deer. To be expected, I guess, right? Yeah, so it's a tree stand. I really wonder how long it's been since it's been used. You can see the top railings are kind of caved in. All the rope and the strap that's holding it there looks really old and faded. I doubt the tree grew through the rungs. It was probably placed that way, but I mean, look at this. Ha! It's hanging there. It's not even touching the ground. The whole bottom is rotted right out. So it's not used anymore. Okay. Well, I can't walk miles and miles at all 55 of these sites. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to check my scorecard, mark some things off, and see what I'm forgetting to check for. And I'll give you guys an idea or a glimpse of it too. You know, I had things on there like highway noise, recent ATV activity, seclusion, all those kind of things. Stuff that makes the hunting or camping, whatever you want to call them, doing, makes it a little bit better. You know. Whoa. Yeah. So I'm going to go check, see where we're at. Alright guys, so we're actually in zone 4, which has 29 camp spots. So I mean, that's spread out amongst 5 different main roads, but you can see here I've got, like, you know, zone 4, road 1, trail 2, and then if there's anything down, trails. So I've got 4 camp spots down a different road. I'm obviously on trail 3 because that road didn't cut across. So I'm checking out camp 5 right now. So once I get that done, you know, I've got a bit of a checklist here. You know, like, what game hunting area is it? Is it drivable? Secluded, privacy, highway noise, farming noise, areas to walk, big enough spot so I can set up my canvas tent, ATV activity, so on and so on. You know, you know, even to the level of, do I have a elevated vantage point, or what is the elevation, that kind of stuff. So anyways, so that's kind of it. And so I'm gonna fill that out and go from there. I gotta make some good progress today. I got a lot of checking to do, and the more I check, the further away from home I'm getting. So I'm right now at the closest point to home, and so I'm going from zone 4 to zone 1. So all right, so I'm gonna get to it. So it's starting to be more of a trail than a road. Okay, so we're at another spot here, and it's way more secluded. There's, like, trails into the bush like this that look like they're old farm roads, or something. You can see over here there's another strip cut down there. There's no field here. There is field on the other side of here. This little mound of wood collected, but I'm just trying to answer a few questions like, is there a good spot for the tent? And this is really very rough, almost like an old logging trail, how it's rough and ruddy and beat up. And I would have a heck of a time setting my tent up here. I do want to see where it goes to. Ooh. There we go. Yeah. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere. Not seeing a lot for game trail. There are some, but not a highway. Any tracks I've seen in this spot are pretty old too, so yeah, that's it. That's game over. Most of the tracks, actually, if you look back, the trucks there, most of the tracks are going in through this way. So here's another one right here. Yeah. So that kind of winds into the bush and goes that way. So, well, we'll keep checking. I got a couple more trails I need to scout down here, and apparently this way through that trail and up should be a strip of either farm field or what looked to be an old cut road, an old logging road, or cut strip or whatever. So this is definitely better than the first one I've been to, but still not great. I'm not sure what I'm going to find at the other locations, so there might be a good chunk of 10 that I just can't get to. So while I do see some opportunity, I'm going to film it, because I'm not sure how much opportunity I'm going to find. Boss is on a game trail, and this would make sense if on the other side of this is a cutting, an old logging road or an old logging cut strip. It would make a lot of sense. This is actually quite wide. You can get a really good view of it once I get past this tree. But it looks like an old quad trail or something. There hasn't been a quad down here in years, but if I set up camp right where my truck is and walked in to a blind at the other end of this road every morning, that would be pretty cool, eh? Yeah, it is an old quad trail. I can see the ruts now. Thankfully, right now, at this time of day, the bugs aren't too bad. No, this is it. It's grown in quite a bit. Come on, boss. Let's go. Oh, I see farm fence. Fence post and some wire. Okay, well. Good catch, bud. I didn't even see this trail. This will give me an idea as to what I would have been walking into on that other trail. Good, but hey. We got some beds in here. Pretty awesome. You stay. Don't go through there. You won't be happy going through there. So I'm not sure. See, this is the other trail. So this is cool. Truck. Start of a post. Here's a gate. So there's the other end of it. There. So it closes this way. But there's a cut that way. And a cut that way, and you can see the fence post there. So, well, guys, we're just at our second road in. As I was pulling out of the last spot, I saw a truck driving toward me down, single kind of ditch road, and it happened to be one of the farmers who owns some land around here. He's got actual land as well as he's got some leased crown. And anyways, we were talking, and I told him what I was here for and what I'm doing and just trying to scout. And he's like, he's like, go over a mile and go up here. This is all my property, my crown lease or whatever. He's like, go ahead, hunt whatever you want. He's like, we see the elk there sometimes. It's not common, but it's not rare. So that's good. So that's where I am right now. I'm actually at the very end of their actual personal properties to where the crown starts. So give you an idea. So obviously that's property. This trail goes to its crown on both sides for miles that way and miles that way. And then, you see the fence there. That's obviously private. So that matches with what the inReach tells me. So I think we're going to chance it. We're going to go down this trail a little bit. We're just going to see kind of what's there. He said it might be wet. So I think I'll get out, stretch my legs, let the dog run around again, and I don't know, just walk a bit and see if I could even get in there. If you look here on the Google Maps, it showed like quite an opening in there, quite a field, and this to me just looks like, just I don't know, an outer layer of trees, and then it looks cut down behind it. So I'm gonna go check it out. We're not doing too good on time. It's already 10 o'clock. We started this at about, I don't know, when did we start going down the first road? 7:30, 8 o'clock. We've checked, I want to say, 6 spots. So 6 spots in 2 hours. I think I got to cover a bit more ground than that. Anyways, me and Boss are going to take a walk and see what's here. So, I don't know what happened, but I think I have an idea. So, Boss was doing his thing, just sniffing everything, and Boss went up to the fence. And next thing I know, I hear him bark/yelp. And now I see the electrical connectors on the wire. It's an electric fence, so he touched it. Come on, bud. This doesn't look wet. I'm not sure if I ever did show you guys the setup, but here's the setup. inReach over here to follow all my tracks that I've created and routes I've created, and then the main, obviously the highway GPS. Anyways, we are on the last section of Zone 4 for spots. It's the largest section. So hopefully we do better on this one than we have on the other two. Well guys, I found my first real spot. It's still in Zone 4, but it's getting close to the end. Anyways, it's tough to get in, which is good. Like, it's drivable, but there's a fence. So because it's leased crown, they've got a fence across, and it was closed. It's one of those, just farm field fences. You undo it and put it back up. But it doesn't look like it's traveled that often. Like, I don't see a lot of truck tracks. There's definitely a clear road. I'll show you here. It's like more of a trail. But look at, we've got a nice pond there. So there's a good water hole. There's clearing before the water hole. And then there's tree line to set up a blind or something. Then we look out here, this is all low-lying brush, and then a nice opening here for the tent. I'm not sure I'd want to be that close to the hunting spot, but either way, it's the best one I've seen so far. I don't like that it's right by a road. But again, it doesn't seem like it's very well traveled at all. So I don't know. I'm going to record my information of this one. It's definitely a possible spot. It'd be a nice place to go camping. The water is not great. I certainly wouldn't drink it. The last spot before this was about 1 kilometer down the road, and the cows sounded like they were just on the edge of the trees. So, and there's definitely cow patties here, old cow patties. So I'm guessing this water would not be good to drink. Although my filter, the Survivor filter I have, it'll filter out pathogens, E. coli, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think I'd rather just haul in a lot of extra water. You gonna drink it, bud? Like, we've got this little dig here. I'm pretty sure it's cow. I'm pretty sure those are cow tracks. Then there's this side of the water. It's kind of swampy. Bud Light can in the water, so I'm not the only one that's been here, obviously. I mean, for showering, that water's totally fine. Although this is the bad side, but you can look, like, it is actively used by, I think, cow. I'm gonna go down here and get a closer look. I really think this is cow. It is hard to tell because it's so eroded. It's almost like the rain has really depleted the tracks or caved them in or something. I don't know. Anyways, like, there's another spot even over here, like, for the tent. If I want it to be kind of behind the bush, just tuck it in there, and then I'd be hidden from all of that if any elk were to come. But this is the side of the water I was kind of interested in looking at, because it's a bigger body. Boss, don't drink that. No, don't drink that. Come on. You always get sick. Okay, well, whatever. Go ahead now. So, this side looks really dirty actually compared to the other side. See if I can get a better view of the tracks over here. That, to me, does not look like cow. That looks like cow. That doesn't. And that looks like raccoon. I don't know. What's this? I don't know. Not sure that looks like cow either. There's definitely tracks in here that are not cow. Definitely. There's too many different shapes. Going for a swim? Cool down? Okay. See, that's cow. Oh, look at the frog. Look at the frog. Anyways. this is cow. I'm sure that's cow. I think cow. Yeah, it's got to be a cow. And then this, I think, as well. See if I can get the angle right here. I think that's cow. But there's so many different tracks that I know they're not all cow. That's the good thing. Boss. Good boy. You're so getting E. coli or something. This is nice. It's a big mud hole, or a water hole. And see, Boss isn't having any trouble walking on it. It is getting a bit softer for me, although him and I almost weigh the same. I'm only spread over 2 feet. I don't know, this looks pretty promising as an option. Anyways, I would consider this an option at least. In comparison to the other ones, this is a much better option. So far this is the best spot. So far this is the best spot I've seen. And like I said, there's all different kinds of prints, different sizes. They can't all be cow. Looks to be some, I don't know, fox scat. There's a bit of it here. Maybe coyote, I don't know. Like, this is a good option, really good. I'm sure as I continue to look, I'll find better. But just the fact that I was able to walk from the road all the way through here, I'm not wet, I'm not sinking too far. I think there's gotta be a probability of elk coming from the bush through here to drink. And there's farmland nearby for food. There's an enormous amount of frogs. Boss is having a good time, so at least I know if there are no elk, at least Boss can go swimming and we can camp here for a week. And I don't know, just have some fun. I just got a whiff of cow, like farm yard barn smell. Anyways, I think this spot alone has made it worth it, because even if I sat here, just because of that, but even if I sat here for a week and all that ended up happening was I put up trail cams, I see nothing, I hear nothing. Boss and I camp for a week, he gets to go swimming, and we're camping for a week. We're still out in the middle of nowhere and having a good time. Alright, we've still got a lot to check, so I'm going to keep going. We've got a few more spots up here. I had to go through another fence, so we're two to three fences in. 2 were up, 1 was down, so the ones I have coming up looks like they're more sand, like kind of like sand pits alongside this road. But the deeper I go, the more I'm seeing that interests me. So as long as this road, and I use that term loosely, as long as it doesn't get too wet, then I've got about 4 more to check down here, 4 more potential spots. But so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. So good news and bad news. The good news is that out of all of the spots in Zone 4, which there were a total of 29 of, I checked almost all of them. Bad news is I've had to turn around and I have to go to Zone 1. I have to skip Zone 2 and 3. I won't be able to check those. I have to go to Zone 1, which is very close to a town, or at least it's only a few miles away from a town, because I ran over a dead log that was across the road, and I guess it had like a long branch arm, or not a long one, like a 2-foot branch arm thing. And when I drove over it, I broke the tree, and I think that branch arm did a rolling underneath the truck, rolled around, poked something, bent a cable, stretched a cable, did something to my tranny. Because I don't have park or first gear anymore. When I take my shifter and I put it right to the very top, as high up as it'll go, because it's a column shift, it goes to reverse. So I can still get into reverse, neutral, and drive 3 and 2, which means I can still put it in neutral, put the e-brake on, shut it off, leave it for a night, camp if I want to, and then start it from the neutral position again the next morning. So it's not like I'm going to be stranded if I shut my truck off. But I don't know what kind of damage I did. I don't know if it's a cable thing hanging on by a thread. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip Zone 2 and 3. I'm going to go straight to the top, check Zone 1. There's a real tight cluster of spots to check, all kind of grouped together, and that's the one area I really wanted to see today. So I'm going to do that, and if it looks promising, at least I've got some options. So here's my debate, though. I'm going to be driving past past my Camp 20 and 21, which were the two really nice spots with the water hole. I don't really want to have to come back in here because I've had to go through two gates already. And I don't really, it's quite a long drive in here. You can't really go very fast. So I don't want to go all the way back to the top, away from home, and then find out there's nothing good there, come all the way back down, have to come back in this trail for 3 or 4 miles, or 5 or whatever I'm in now, to set up some trail cams. And I also don't want to really set up a trail cam right now if I'm going to go check out other spots. Maybe Zone 1 at the top is just the primo location, or what seems to be, right? So then I'd want to put my cameras there. So, oh boy. So I guess I'm just going to go. I'm not going to put any cameras up. I'm going to go to Zone 1. Maybe it'll be so bad, or I can't even get into it, that I didn't burn any time, and I can just drive back down here, and I'll actually have time to come back in and set up a trail cam or 2 on the water hole. So far that's the plan. I'm gonna get to check, I'm gonna say 30 of my 55 spots because of this now. But I'm not that disappointed. I mean, I might be missing a better opportunity, but I still have opportunity. So, you know, always next year. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's the plan. So once I'm back on the main road, back on the highway, and just about to Zone 1, I'll check back in with you. So that's Cal. Just lifted his head at me like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm hunting. We're scouting. See the cow, bud? Look at the cow, yeah, look at him. Hey guys. It's too risky for me to continue scouting and constantly shifting reverse, neutral, drive, turning around, finding different spots. I'm at Zone 1 now, so I was able to actually check every trail in Zone 1, primarily because only one of them I could get down, and that's the one I'm down right now. So, and it's super high ATV activity. Seems like this is the place where everyone from this area goes quadding or dirt biking. So Zone 1 is out. I need a quad to actually get deep in there and do some real scouting. I can't get just through the main entrances. So I did get some scouting done. I did get a couple locations, and like I said, the further down that one road I kept going, the better it got. So successful yet not, I guess, but I'm still pretty happy with what I got done, I guess, or what I found. At least I'm not going in blind now, right? So in a month from now, when I come to set up camp with all my gear and everything, I'm not blind. I know what to expect. Now I just don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go back down all that road to set up trail cams, because number one, I know I have to stop at least 3 times, or 2 times for sure, but actually 4, to undo the gate and redo the gate. And I'm really concerned with shifting. So my goal right now is to just let Boss have his run and have his food, and then we're gonna shift her into drive and just go straight home. We're not even gonna camp here like the original plan. We're just gonna go home, get home at about 8 o'clock, which isn't too bad. So all in all, still got a good spot, or 2 or 3. Found at least 5 or 6 good hunting spots, like over smaller water holes within that same area that I could walk to, or at least drive to. So I'm not blind. I've got spots. We've got water. I can use that water for showering. I did buy a battery operated camp shower, so I won't have that 5-gallon hang in a tree garbage to deal with. And yeah, so I think we accomplished what we wanted to, just not the way I kind of wanted to do it, but that's fine. So all in all, success, I guess. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to be straight driving home, highway. It's not going to be anything great. I'm going to go through the national park again just to see what I see on the way back. But other than that, I think this is where I'm going to end the video. So thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well guys, just to give you an update, I am on my way home now. Unfortunately, I didn't get to stay the night and camp with my boy. So he's really going to be cooped up in the truck all day today. We've gone out and we've run around a bit, and I threw a stick for him and that kind of stuff, but when I stopped and almost closed the video out, I realized after I took the last clip of that video that, like, I knew my key wasn't turning all the way off because I can't put this vehicle in park right now, but I didn't realize I couldn't turn the key back far enough to turn accessory off. So it's for sure my battery would be dead in the morning. Like, the farthest I can turn my key back still has lights on the dash and everything, so it's a no-go. I can't stay overnight. I could disconnect my batteries and then connect them in the morning, but you know what, I don't want to chance that, being in the middle of nowhere, or even have to pay for a 600-kilometer tow job or something like that. So it's confirmed that that sucks, and I can't stay the night. I don't get to go camping with my boy, and but I guess the priority of this mission was finding a spot, which we did. So the secondary, or maybe the primary, is to go camping with my dog, but whatever. This is how it worked out. So I just wanted to give you an update that it's not just that I'm concerned with my truck not shifting multiple times more and potentially the cable breaking, but it's now not only is my cable stretched or frayed or almost broken or whatever, but my battery would be dead in the morning, and I don't have a booster pack with me or anything. So it says I should get home at 7, but I think it's going to be more like closer to 8. Oh, right, because I set that for Winnipeg, and I'm 40 minutes east of Winnipeg. So So yeah, if I see anything cool, I'll turn the camera back on, but otherwise it's just going to be a boring drive home. So we'll I've got I think I'm ready for moose hunting the next weekend, obviously not this weekend, but next weekend me and a buddy are going and doing our fishing trip. So I filmed it last time, but because I had my GoPro in the waterproof case, the volume really sucked, so I didn't release it. But this time I'll be taking this camera as well as my GoPro. So next weekend me and a buddy are doing our long weekend fishing trip, and then I think turkey starts soon, and obviously the elk hunting starts first week of September, and it's July 27th today, so it really won't be that long, and I'll be, you know, doing the fishing, the elk hunting, turkey hunting, and then moose hunting. And then when I come back from moose hunting, I think when I come back from moose hunting it's turkey. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's October. I don't know. I'll have to check my book. Either way, it's going to be a busy few months for me, so hopefully I'll be able to release a lot of videos, and talk to you guys again.